Hi, you are now in the Types of Conflict Center, and in your area you should have your notebook, scissors, glue, and a paper that looks like this one. And what you're going to do today is take notes on the 4 types of conflict, and then we're going to make connections with the Westing game and the types of conflicts that are occurring in the novel right now. So first you're going to cut out the title, Types of Conflict, and the 4 different triangles here that will represent the 4 types of conflict. So when you cut this out and you glue it into your notebook, you only want to glue down the edges that have the bold print here. So when you glue it, it's going to look like this. And again, you have your title, and then you're only gluing down the 4 sides so that each flap will open up and allow you to take notes on the 4 different types of conflict that we will be discussing today. So glue down your title, glue down the 4 different types of conflict. And the first one we're going to be discussing today is one of the easiest types of conflict to identify with, and this is internal conflict. So please label your flap internal conflict, and also label this person versus self. So the person represents a person versus self is your brain or your heart. So this is an internal conflict because it's within a person. No one can see this. It's within your heart or within your brain. So you're going to flip this up, and here are the notes. A struggle between a character and his feelings, conscience, or fear. So conscience means you've done something and you feel guilty about it. So you have a guilty conscience. When your feelings are hurt, when you're afraid of something, those are considered internal conflicts because no one can necessarily see those. So again, internal means within. No one can see it. It's in your heart or in your mind. The next conflict we're going to talk about is person versus nature. And because this is something that actually can be seen, this is an external conflict. So it's on the outside. So label this external conflict. And person versus nature. And again, this for you visual learners, this is a good visual. We have a person versus, and then we have the thunder cloud or nature, which is an animal. And you're going to lift this up and your notes. So person versus nature is a struggle between a character and nature. So pretty self-explanatory here. One thing to keep in mind though, that nature can consist of weather, animals, insects, a sickness, or epidemics. Okay, the next type of conflict is also an external conflict. One of the most easy identifiable conflicts here. Let's get it up there. And this is person versus person. Again, it's an external conflict because anyone on the outside is able to see this type of conflict. And so I'm going to lift this up so I can write my notes. And person versus person is a struggle between 2 characters, mental or physical. One may be the antagonist. So remember, an antagonist is a person or a force that's causing the protagonist some issues. And so in person versus person is when it's a struggle between 2 different characters. Again, this is pretty easy to identify with. Lastly, you have person versus the world or society. So you have person versus, and then we have a group of people or the world. And again, because this can be seen, this is considered an external conflict. An person versus the world or society is a struggle between the laws or beliefs of a group. So in this type of conflict, we consider poverty, politics, social norms or social expectations. So rules that you may have to follow, laws that you have to follow would be considered a external conflict, a person versus the world or society. So once you have all 4 types of conflict glued into your notebook, and you have all 4 types of notes written down, then we are going to take the Westing game and we are going to sort some of the conflicts that are occurring in the Westing game. Let me know if you have questions, and good luck.